Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, what happens when you actually get an order that demands a code in order for you to leave it with the customer, and you drive to the place hoping that you could drop the order off? We're talking about Walmart Sparks, okay? And you find out when you get there that the customer is not available. Those are annoying. Annoying on so many different levels. Welcome back to my channel. If you get great value on this channel, give it 2 thumbs up and subscribe for more tips and tricks on how to keep your mind motivated and driven with any obstacles out here so you can give the best satisfaction to your customers. So yes, sometimes this will happen with Walmart Sparks. Very rare, okay, where you'll actually get an order and these customer codes that are on them, they have to actually give it to you when you get there, okay? Now, most of the times the customer is always available and they will give you the customer code and you can give the item to the customer without no problem and you get paid no problem, okay? But on those rare occasions when you try to call the customer or even text them for that matter, okay, and they don't pick up, those are frustrating. Very frustrating. They just set your day off in such a bad way. But what I try to do is I want to be able to show you the positive to make sure that you keep your mind in the game. Everything out here is about emotion. You're by yourself. Things are going to happen. And if you're not in control of your emotions, you can get set off very easily and it can just mess up your day very easily. This is why I follow the basic rule of having all 3 apps on at full strength, working your market, working the hours, okay? If it's 10 hours, if it's 9 hours, you put the timer on. I have a timer that I put on and I follow that timer. I follow that timer to the T to make sure that I gave that day my best and my best is good enough. And that's all I can do. There are only so many things you can control, but the main thing you can control is your performance and how you react to it. And that's the most important thing. Now, you can easily let it take you out of your game and ruin your entire day, or you can look at it and say, okay, well, this really sucks. I'm feeling the emotions of frustration, coming up because obviously I just want to give my best and get paid for it. But sometimes things are just not going to flow, okay? But the best way to level it off for yourself is to always realize you have the hours in, you have the apps on, you're working your market. It's a long day, okay? Don't let those things get to you. I'm not gonna lie, it got to me. But I figured, you know what? This is a great YouTube content for me to actually put out to my fellow brothers out there to let them know, because I'm sure it's happening to you, okay? And I don't know how you're handling it, but I'm just giving you my tips on how to handle it. And if you have the solid core foundations of why you're out here, 3 apps on, full strength, working your market and working your hours, that is going to be the core to be able to ground your emotions so that you realize if anything happens, and you know it's going to happen. It's not that I expect it. Listen, these apps are powerful. They're very powerful, but they're not perfect. They're made by man. Man is not perfect, so obviously something is going to mess up. Okay, so when it comes down to it, frustration or any negative emotions that come up, they will surface because something will happen. Okay, it's just normal. All right, I'm just trying to show you, my audience, my subscribers, that you can overcome the frustration. This for me right now is very cathartic that I can share this with you because now I can take that emotion of frustration, learn from it, and then pass it on to you guys as something positive so that this way you can keep going. Do not take your head out of the game, all right? Always keep going. I mean, right now, the fact that I'm doing this YouTube channel right now, this YouTube video that I'm sending to you guys right now, makes me feel good. It feels cathartic because it's like, okay, at least now I'm affecting somebody out there who encounters the same situation and probably gets pissed or angry or upset. But don't get pissed, don't get angry, don't get upset. As long as you have those core foundations, look, you're entitled to a bad day. It's going to happen. Okay, you're not going to get around it. But if you hold on to your core values, the core foundation, 3 apps or whatever apps you have on, working your market and working your hours. This is why I say the hours are important, because something is going to happen, okay? I don't expect it. I just know it from experience, from past results. When I work the long hours, it helps to buffer anything that can happen out here. Anything. You're on your own, dude. You're on your own, whether you're a girl or a guy, okay? You're on your own out here. But the one thing that we all have in common is our emotions. And we have to learn how to manage our emotions. That's what keeps us going. That's what keeps us stable and consistently going all the time. Because you want to give the best customer service experience, and you really don't want to mess up your opportunity to have this freedom, independence, and flexibility that we are entitled to, that we feel that we deserve. But it does come with a price. And sometimes things are going to mess up. So right now, I brought my return back to the store, got it registered, no problem. And I'm now waiting for another opportunity to come through. And I got my Walmart Sparks on. I've got my DoorDash on. And I got my GrubHub on. Okay, so all 3 apps on full strength. So I feel good about that. Okay. And I got my hours that I got in. I'm going to work till 7 o'clock at night. So, okay, good hours. Great. I know this was going to happen. So I was ready for it. And I'm working a solid market with 2 Walmarts. When you follow those 3 things, you're going to be fine. Try to center on those 3 things. That will then shift your emotions so that you can continue going and don't stop. Don't take your head out of the game. Okay? In reality, there are more better times when you do this than bad times. Okay? And in order to appreciate the good times that you do this, you have to appreciate the negative emotions and learn how to manage them the right way so that you keep your head in the game and you don't give up. Okay? Because remember, it doesn't matter how you begin, it only matters how you end. And in the end, after the long shift, sometimes you basically forget about whatever happened in the first place. And you're like, did I have a bad... I don't think I ever look back on that particular day when I've had something bad happen that I say, wow, this really happened at this time. I don't do that. I just keep going. Because the bad times are so minuscule compared to the good times. That's how I used to be in my sales job. When I used to work with a customer for so long, where there was a $10,000 order or a $5,000 order and it got canceled, I didn't really give too much energy to the cancellation because it just comes with the territory. So I just keep going. I keep going. Momentum is key. It just keeps your focus on knowing why you're out here and what you're doing. And your emotions are your responsibility. It's not the store's fault. It's definitely not the customer's fault that they didn't have the code or they weren't even around to even pick up the phone. Okay? It's your fault and it's your accountability and you that has to manage your emotions. You got to manage your emotions and your feelings. You got to look at the big picture. Okay? Stuff is going to happen out here. Okay? I'm not saying this is a perfect system. No way is it a perfect. If it was, forget about it. But no, it's not. It's going to have its ups and downs just like any typical job, just like any typical business. It's up to you to always maintain your emotions and your feelings and keep going. And I guarantee you, by the end of the day, you ain't going to even remember what happened. You may scantly, but I focus more on the positive than the negative. That's the way I am. And it took a lot of mental conditioning for me to do that through meditation, self-hypnosis, affirmations. When you really rewire your mind, you only see the good. You don't really see the bad. And I purposely did that to myself. Hey, listen, I'd rather brainwash myself than let society brainwash me. So that's why I am the way I am. And I'm grateful for that every single day to God and to myself that I can consistently keep doing this, because this really tests your fortitude, emotional fortitude, mental fortitude. It's not as easy as just picking up one item and dropping it off. No, believe me, I wish it was that easy, but it's not. When people really do this for what they really doing it for, as a career, a profession, an income stream, that's when you see the real challenges. That's when you see, like, oh my God, when you're out here 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, that's what builds your fortitude. So I hope you took something away with this episode today. Again, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to give the best tips and the best tricks as possible to keep your mind in the game for whatever you're using this for, whether you're using it for a long-term income or moving into something else in the near future, or just to get you from job to job as bridge income. So have a great day, and we'll be in touch.